I want to share with you now one of the most exciting concepts I ever found. This concept has made people wealthy. It's taken them from rags to riches, not only in sales but in every other profession. And it's called the winning edge concept. And it's considered one of the most breakthrough concepts in business and personal success. And we start off with the question, why is it that some people are more successful than others? This is a question that has driven my life for more than 30 years. This question has been studied for 2,000 years. As a matter of fact, personal success, business success, family success, financial success are the preoccupations of people throughout history. More than 4,000 books alone have been written on selling success, and hundreds of training programs have been developed, and countless people have taken these ideas and literally gone from rags to riches. Now, over the years, to answer the question, why is it that some salespeople are more successful than others, tens of thousands of sales calls have been carefully monitored to identify the key traits and qualities and behaviors of top salespeople in every industry. Tens of thousands of sales conversations have been videotaped and analyzed. The salespeople and the customers were interviewed prior to each of these sales conversations and afterwards. They tracked to see if it turned into a sale or not. If it did, they asked the customer why they bought, and if they didn't, they asked the customer why they didn't buy. And now we know a tremendous amount of why it is that some people are more successful in sales. In this session, you're going to learn some of the critical elements that separate the top performers from the average performers in every field. Now, the winning edge concept says that small differences in ability can lead to large differences in results. For example, a horse that wins by a nose in a horse race wins 10 times the prize money of the horse that comes in second by a nose. Now, is the horse that wins 10 times faster? Is that horse twice as fast or even 10% faster? And the answer is no. It's just a nose faster. Salespeople who get the sale against determined competition are not totally different or 100% better than their competitors. They're only a little bit better than the salespeople who lose the sale. And developing the critical edges where it makes the biggest difference in selling can transform your life. In every sales organization and industry, there are some salespeople who earn 10 times as much as others. In fact, if you take the 80-20 rule, the top 20% earn on average 16 times as much as the salespeople in the bottom 80%. And I have worked with large sales organizations, and I remember one, a large financial services company. The top people in that company earned an average of 50 times as much as the lowest earning people in the company. They sell the same product or service out of the same office with the same sales materials, and they sell at the same prices to the same people against the same competition, and yet they earn 10, 20, 30 times as much. Why is this? Well, one of the most important skills for personal improvement and the winning edge concept is called the key result areas idea. Now, key result areas are one of the breakthrough concepts in personal and business success. These key result areas are called critical because they account for success and failure. Either you do them well and you succeed greatly, or you do them poorly and you don't. Now, what we have found is that there are seldom more than 5 to 7 key result areas in any job, including sales. And by improving systematically in each key result area, the overall improvement enables you to dramatically improve your sales results. Now, there are 7 key result areas in selling if you break our profession down into its constituent parts. Number 1 is prospecting. And prospecting means filling your sales pipeline with people who can and will buy within a reasonable period of time. In fact, as we'll talk about in subsequent sessions, prospecting is really the key to starting the sales process successfully. The second part of professional selling is developing rapport and trust. It's getting to know the prospect so that he or she likes and trusts you, because people will not buy from you until they like you. And building a high-quality relationship with your customer is the turning point in high income and high levels of sales. Now, the third key result area in selling is called problem or need identification. This is so important. It refers to you clearly identifying the customer's exact problem or need that your product or service can satisfy before you start talking. And you do this by asking very well organized questions. You do this by thinking through the process completely so that at the end of your need identification questioning, you and the customer are absolutely clear that a need exists or that no need exists. Now, the fourth key result area is presenting. And the orderly, logical process of showing the prospect that your product or service is ideal for his or her situation is the key to great presentations. And the presentation is where the sale is made. What we know is that top salespeople give beautiful presentations. They're so enjoyable that customers get a great deal of pleasure out of it, and at the end they want to buy. We also know that about 95% of sales presentations can be improved, and sometimes one small improvement gives you the winning edge. Now, number 5 is answering objections. This is a critical or a vital key result area because there are no sales without objections. So properly responding to normal sales resistance and misgivings that each prospect has with regard to a product or service is the key to overcoming the hesitancy that holds customers back. Now, the 6th key result area is closing the sale. This means you overcome the natural inertia in your customer, the natural tendency and hesitation and desire not to do something new, and you get the prospect to make a firm commitment to take action on your offer. And closing the sale by becoming a little bit better can double and triple your income. I had a gentleman through my seminar who took all of my material on sales closing process and methodology, and in 1 year increased his closing ratio from 1 sale out of 10 people he spoke to 9 sales out of 10 people he spoke to. His income went up more than 500%. He transformed his life by becoming excellent in one key result area. Now, the 7th key result area is getting resales and referrals, which means taking good care of your customer so that your customer is happy and buys from you again, and then gives you referrals and introductions to other prospects who can buy as well. And this is so important that I'll give you a complete strategy for getting endless referrals later on in this program. Now, here's the great discovery. Your weakest key result area determines your level of sales success and your income. You can be really good in every area but one, like closing, or like prospecting, or like answering objections. You could be weak in only one area, and that alone will hold you back from realizing your full potential. Now, the vital functions method of analyzing sales performance shows you how to increase your sales productivity. This method was developed by a salesman in London, England, and he worked it out on paper, and he was so astonished he tried it himself. He went from a beginning salesperson to one of the top salespeople in the world in his industry, and he taught it worldwide. And it's called the Vital Functions Presentation. And this is the way it works. A vital function in your body is like your heart rate, or your pulse, or brainwave activity, or blood pressure. And it's a key indicator of the health of the individual. So you'll know if you go to a doctor, the dentist will take your temperature, take your blood pressure, take your pulse. Because these 3, and a couple of others, will tell the doctor and the nurse how healthy you are, just overall. What we know is this, is the failure of a vital function of the body is the equivalent to physical death. Or if it fails, it leads to the death. If you have no pulse, it means you're dead. If you have no brainwave activity, it means you're dead. If you have no heart rate or no blood pressure, it means that you're dead. My point is that a vital function is vital to the life of the body, and a vital function in selling is vital to your sales career. It's possible for you to double your sales in the next 12 months by making small incremental improvements in each of your key result areas of selling, in the vital functions of what you do. And what you do is you start off with this. You make a list of the 7 that we've talked about, and you give yourself a grade of 1.1 in each of the 7 areas discussed above. So whether you're high or low or medium, you give yourself a grade of 1.0. This is called your baseline. This is where you're starting off. Like if you wanted to lose weight, the first thing you do is you weigh yourself, and that's your baseline. It doesn't matter what it is. That's just a number that we compare our progress against. Once you give yourself a 1.0, you make a decision to improve by 10% in each of those areas over the next 12 months. Now, 10% improvement over the next 12 months, say in prospecting, means that you improve actually less than 1% per month. It's a tiny, tiny little improvement. However, as you get better in any area, you're going to find yourself getting better in other areas as well. It almost spreads, if you like osmosis, because each key result area affects every other key result area. Your gains will start to be geometrical. In other words, instead of your improvement being like this, your improvement will be like this. At the end of 12 months, you will be 10% better in each of your key result areas of selling. Just 10% better over the course of a year. What this means is that your score will improve from 1.0 to 1.1 in each area. But when you multiply 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1 7 times, because of the compounding, the result is 1.94, virtually doubling your productivity. And if you get 10% better in each area in the next 12 months, you double your productivity again. In fact, you can double your sales by simply doubling your ability in any one area. For example, if you were to become 100% better in closing, your income would double. If you're 100% better in prospecting, your income would double. But we're not talking about 100%. We're just talking about 10% a year. So to become 10% better in each area, you have to only become 0.8%, that's 0.8% better per month, or approximately 2% better per week. Now, the fastest overall improvement in your sales results comes from improving in your weakest area first, because your weakest area is sort of what's holding you back. So here's the key question, and you'll hear this again and again. What one sales skill, if you were absolutely excellent at it, would help you the most to increase your sales? What one skill, if you could wave a magic wand and be absolutely excellent at one skill, what one skill would help you the most to increase your sales? Remember, your weakest key result area determines the height at which you use all your other skills. If you bring that one up, it'll raise all of the others automatically. So make it a personal project to upgrade your key selling skills in each of your key result areas. Just keep upgrading them a little bit every single day, and the cumulative effect is extraordinary. Now, there are 4 keys to developing the winning edge and becoming a top sales performer in your field. Number 1 is definition. Be absolutely clear about the key result areas of your selling and where you are strong or weak in each area. Number 2 is decision. Set a goal to be among the best in your field by becoming better in each key result area, each week and each month, starting with your weakest area. Number 3, determine your course of study. Make a list of what you're going to do, including the books that you will read, the audio programs you will listen to, and the courses that you will attend. Your future success is too important to you and your family to leave it up to chance. You have to be very specific and focused on becoming better and better all the time. And of course, the 4th key is practice. Resolve to get a little better every single day. You know, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. The key to success in selling is to approach your work both professionally and systematically. Find out what other top performers do in their key result areas and copy them. Take action every day in the direction of superior sales performance. And finally, resolve to be the best, to join the top 10% in your field and never quit until you achieve your goal. Now, the winning edge concept has been used by thousands of salespeople to go from rags to riches. It certainly did that for me. And to go from frustration and failure to success and satisfaction and high earnings in their fields. Selling is a profession, and it is amenable to a professional approach. So remember, everybody who's in the top 10% started in the bottom 10%, and what they did, you can do as well. So break down your activities into their separate elements and make a plan to become excellent in each individual part. The result of continuous improvement over time will enable you to become one of the best salespeople in your field, and faster than you can imagine today. Now, here are some questions you can ask and answer to apply these ideas to your sales activities. Number 1, name 3 of the key result areas of modern selling, especially the 3 that you think are most important to you. Number 2, what 3 things could you do starting today to spend more time with better prospects? And 3, what are the 3 greatest obstacles to getting through to the decision maker in your sales business, and how could you overcome those obstacles? Number 4, what 3 problems does your product or service solve for the majority of your customers, and how could you emphasize more of those in your sales work? Number 5, what are the 3 most important reasons why someone should buy your product or service in comparison with your competition? You should know these answers if someone wakes you up out of a sound sleep. Number 6, what are the 3 major objections you receive to purchasing your product or service when you talk to customers? And number 7, what 1 skill, if you were excellent at it, would help you the most in your sales career? And finally, what 1 action are you going to take immediately as a result of your answers to the above questions?